Good morning, Mr. Lasha. Good morning, Gladys, and good morning to your entire team. Good morning to the beautiful people of the Cameroons. Mr. Lasha, I must start by telling you Ukraine is not borrowing anything from Cameroon. Cameroon have nothing to show to the world because Ukraine is not in the West, it's in the East. It used to be part of Soviet Union. So newspapers should stop lying and giving headlines that are not true.
Okay,
once more.
Yes, Alex, finally, like you said yesterday, a UK premier has stepped down.
Yeah, it was a much anticipated resignation, and Mr. Boris Johnson has resigned as leader of his party, and what will happen is that he's still the prime minister until they elect a new leader. Then that's when he will step down as prime minister of the country. We should make it clear when I come to your program and I talk. Mr. Boris Johnson has been called a liar and he's a liar. So we should not be scared when people who are in office they lie. He lacked integrity, lacked probity. This is someone who was informed about somebody who is a sexual predator. Boris Johnson tried to cover it and he was caught finally about this. This is somebody who promotes cronyism, nepotism, promote his friends, and he thinks he can get away with anything. Democracy is about scrutinizing people. It's about checks and balances. We should not think that because somebody is in a public office, we should be scared of the person. When we speak, we come on your program, we call somebody. Sometimes when I say somebody is a liar, people are surprised. We speak English, and English is English. Mr. Boris Johnson was a liar, full of sleaze, and that is why he has resigned.
What is the future? What is the future of UK now? We know what has been happening, especially with Brexit and negotiating some terms with the European Union. What is the future of the
UK? Former chief negotiator, Mr Biya, was happy and saying all not because they don't like Boris Johnson when it comes to Brexit. However, personally, I wanted the UK to come out from the European Union because personally, I look at it like a racist club it was full with 28 Caucasian countries and men's in politics. So I'm happy when it comes to Brexit. I'm happy with Boris Johnson. But with other stuff, Boris Johnson is a joker. He gets away with a lot of things. He called black people Picanini. He called Asian people who put on the veil that their face are like letter box. The wife was sick having cancer. He was there with the girlfriend. So he's a prime minister full of sleaze, and he was getting away with it. I don't know if he was getting it because Mr. Johnson is a journalist. Maybe that's why he was getting away with all those things because his friends are all journalists. So it's a good thing that he has stepped down because we have lost morality compass. When you're in public office, you have to have morality. You have to respect people. And it's important. And however, Mr. Johnson did a lot of other good things, but in the UK, it doesn't matter. When you're a prime minister, you're just first among equals. All the members of parliament are equal. He's just the first minister. So things will go as usual because in the parliamentary system, the prime minister, you cannot dictate on everything. You always have a cabinet. And what happens is collective decision. Even if you're a prime minister, you don't make decision on your own. And once as your cabinet, the laws confidence in you, you have to go because you have to have a working majority to work with them. And Mr. Johnson today is no longer the leader of his party because his parliamentarians, some of them his close friends, they told him, you have to go. Okay. That's how democracy work. We should stop politics of personality called like in Cameroon. We need people who are competent, they sit together, they put their heads together, then they come decision. That's what is important.
Let's talk briefly on this sad news. We just confirmed a few minutes ago that Japan's ex-leader dies after being shot at a rally, and Shinzo Abe, 67, has died in hospital after he was shot while giving a speech at an event in Western Japan. What a sad day for the Japanese people.
So I would like to send my condolences to the people of Japan. Mr. Abe Chinozo, I don't know him that much, but usually like somebody who always follow the news, he was somebody who tried to revitalize the stagnant economy of the Japanese people. He was the modern-day longest serving prime minister. He tried to convince the bank to increase government spending in his country, and his father was also something like a prime minister before. So sadly, I'm somebody who values human life a lot. When certain things like this happen, it's very saddening to people who value the right of life. And when I heard the news, I was following it. I was just hoping that he should survive. Unfortunately, he passed away.
Ouais, ça, that's quite sad. That is.
Maître, est-ce qu'on peut parler d'un règlement de compte? Pourquoi attendre qu'il soit devant le public pour tirer sur lui?
The problem is, normally somebody 40 years old have been arrested, and these things are not strange. It happened with the Pope, it happened with Ronald Reagan, it happened with different people. Unfortunately, I don't know what was happening. I don't know how his security was. It is too early.
No, he was seen being, lifted up by medics in the middle of the road where he was shot, and apparently there was not enough security.
We cannot say so. Sometimes security doesn't mean people are not around. There are always people who are undercover officer. And take note, he's an ex-leader. He's no longer the Prime Minister of Japan. So the security will not equivalent to he was the Prime Minister of Japan. He was an ex. They can get some undercover officer. Unfortunately, these things happen.
Ok,
maître. Parlons donc à présent du Forum mondial urbain qui a eu en Pologne. En fait, le journal Le Soir en parle aujourd'hui. Le président Paul Biya a été sacré champion du développement urbain par l'ONU.
Have you seen who is saying that Paul Biya is the champion of development?
L'ONU.
UN, maître, UN.
When I want to see things as a lawyer, I like to talk based on evidence. I don't like people who just come and do window dressing exercise or playing to the gallery. If I want to see if Mr. Biya is champion of development, I've just looked at a paper mentioned about the deep sea port in Douala. Every time I hear deep sea port in Douala or in Kribi, I'm not happy because Mr. Biya promised us as a champion of development. Mr. Biya promised us a deep sea port in Victoria. We are still waiting after 30 years. Mr. Biya started in 1982 with Agro-Pastoral Show in Cameroon. I attended the one in Bamenda. It was wonderful. Mr. Biya stopped it. So things have stopped in Cameroon. That's economy. Cameroon back have gone under Mr. Biya. I don't know if marketing board is still there. So sometimes these IMF, they are foreigners. They are not in the ground. So sometimes it depends on what they are saying. Mr. Biya is champion of development. Without taking, it's not about personality here. To me, Mr. Biya is champion of destruction. Wadawoom, Cameroon ban. If you see everything that was in Cameroon when Mr. Biya came to power, they have destroyed it. And Mr. Biya was part of the Ahidjo regime when they destroyed Tico International Airport, Tico WAF, and other things. So Mr. Biya is champion of destruction, to my opinion, based on the evidence that I'm giving you on your program.
Okay, Maître, let's talk about COVID-19 tests, and the Minister of Public Health of this country yesterday during press briefing in Yaoundé said 500 million francs CFA have been collected so far from tests, COVID-19 tests, and he equally gave a balance sheet of how his ministerial department has been fighting, 6 epidemics rather in the country. COVID-19, he talked about yellow fever and many other epidemics.
Mr. Lasha, the way to fight epidemic in a country is when you start producing your own medication. When France is still producing our malaria medicine, foreign countries are still producing the vaccine. You are not fighting anything. All we know in Cameroon is when people say they have collected money. When I see people talking about collecting money, budget, I'm worried. You know why? Because their hands are there ready to embezzle it, and they are ready to go to Kondegi because they know if they embezzle it, they'll just put them to Kondegi. After some time, they'll come out, they'll not get the money. So to me, if Mr. Marachi wants to fight diseases in Cameroon, we want to start seeing Cameroon scientists who are producing our own drugs. We want to see we should not be relying on foreign countries. Somebody cannot. A country like France don't have malaria, and they are producing your own malaria drug. Is that not a disgrace? I don't understand these people in power. They are not ambitious. They don't understand that when you go to power is to invent things. I saw some people, they were giving a boat, speed speedboat in it? Is it Kribi? They were happy. That's the second one they are giving them as aid. Why can't you produce your own speedboat? Why can't you have engineers? For more than 60 years, we have been sending Cameroonians for scholarship. Why can they not come and copy and develop our country? To me, what Mr. Marathi says is just red herring. I don't believe them one bit. Sometimes they have served their time, and sometimes they should give other people the chance to see how we can move the country forward.
Maître, on a vu des médecins à qui on a donné l'opportunité au Cameroun de produire de la quinine made in Cameroun, mais à la fin, on s'est rendu compte que ça a été importé. Donc, quand vous parlez de demander aux Camerounais de produire eux-mêmes les médicaments du palu, qu'est-ce qui prouve que ces Camerounais-là ne vont pas toujours aller par derrière importer?
When you say they are killing Cameroonians, I don't know, we have about average 27 million Cameroonians. When you go and give contracts to your friends and families, you don't expect anything to happen. What we can do, this Western world, they have experts who manufacture medication. Send people to go and learn experts. Send them abroad to learn. If I sit on your program, if I tell you that I can name one Cameroon scientist that I know, I don't know. And one single, when I mean scientist, that I know the name, maybe they are. If you're a scientist, you're popular, you discover something, you will be known. So when they say they get somebody to do queenie or whatsoever, I don't believe it for 1 second. And the point is, like other contracts in Cameroon, what they give it to their friends who are incompetent, they cannot do it. They are people. You can take Western scientists, bring them back to Cameroon, and let them teach you how to do it inside your country. Since in Cameroon, we still have Institut Pasteur that was founded in France in 1888. We still have Institut Pasteur there. What is it doing there? We don't have our own international and local laboratory in Cameroon. We are still relying on colonial structures.
Maitre Alex, and let's talk about this other issue. Yesterday we talked about Cameroon Tribune that was not projecting the image of the Prime Minister. Today, the same Guardian Post is taking us to Mbala too to talk about CRTV. Board rejects the GM's proposed appointments, the appointments that was supposed to be done. And the board has rejected what came from the general manager, Charles Ndongo, and cites non-respect of regional balance, tribalism, and favoritism.
I should start. I don't know, I'm not falling in love with the Guardian Post. Sometimes they write certain things I don't know. One, I would like to tell the editors of the Guardian Post, stop using that word tribalism. Tribalism means loyal. It's a positive thing. Use nepotism. You are a journalist, you're writing in a paper, you keep on using words, you have dictionaries, you check the meaning of tribalism. I don't know if Cameroon have got its own definition. However, the most important thing I want to say, what is regional balance? Regional balance is a uniform distribution pattern of a planned investment among different regions of Cameroon. I want to say something that nobody, no elected person, mayor, council, everybody have ever said in Cameroon. We are not regions. If you look, South region of Cameroon, what's the population? It's about 324,000. If you look Central region, it's about 4 point something million. Northwest region, almost 2 million. Southwest region, over 1 point something million. Then you go again, is it Eastern region, 800 and something thousand people. So how can you say regional balance? When Mr. Biya came to power, created 3 more regions, he gave his own area where he comes from, regions so that they should have more money, separated Sanj Resud. Central South, they have similar culture. We from Southwest and Northwest, we are not homogeneous, we have different culture. So the regional balance, who define those regions? We are not region. We are people. I happen to be a Bakwema who find myself inside a country called Yodos, Cameroon. I'm not a region. So if you want balance, decentralization has to focus on all the tribes. You cannot go to Northwest. Bamenda is only the major city because of this provinces and region system. When I come again back to the appointment by Mr. Charles Ndongo. Mr. Charles Ndongo is talking about, in quotes, Cameroon. Let me use their own definition. When you see the person who was the first CRTV director, India Toga, he comes from similar area with Mr. Charles Ndongo. He was a corrupt man, he stole money, Mr. Biya fired him. Mendoza, similar area, the same tribe. Mr. Biya fired him for corruption. We are waiting now for Charles Ndongo. We don't know if the same fate will befall him. My point I want to make, when they want to appoint people in CRTV, you don't need to appoint only people. They should be open to all the people of the Cameroons, including you, Mr. Lacha, including you, Gladys. If there is a job there, they should put a job description, and all the people of Cameroon, they should be able to apply for that job. What we need in Cameroon, if we want to talk about the so-called regional balance, to me, we have two institutions in Cameroon, the French and the English institution. That's how that country was created. We have to respect that. Then decentralization has to go to all the tribes because it's our custom, it's our tradition. We cannot stop promoting our custom and tradition while we are promoting French and English. If you ask me about this regional balance, including decentralization, if you ask me in this country, in the UK, because UK have got decentralization, if you ask me what power have they devolved in the UK, in Scotland or Wales, I'll tell you, I can name it, an example. I'll say education and training. I'll say environment have been devolved. Healthcare and social service have been devolved. Housing and land use planning have been devolved. Law and order have been devolved. Local government have been devolved. Agriculture, fishery and forestry have been devolved. Sports and tourism have been devolved. Ask me what have been devolved in the Cameroons. I don't know. If you ask what powers, we keep on playing these window dressing exercises. We have decentralization. Britain is decentralized. And what do you expect in a decentralized country? When you decentralize a country, the person who wins power, you go to power and you exercise those functions. But in Cameroon, you train civil servants in Enam, in NASA, to do the job of a politician. So if we want regional balance, we need regional balance. I understand Mr. Charles Ndongo is saying those people were competent. If they were competent, you should tell us how you appointed them, the job description.
So what is the base of Minister Emmanuel Sadi for rejecting that? Don't you think he too wants to practice the same thing that Charles Ndongo is practicing?
Mr. Lasha, you are a journalist. I want to tell you, if you have time one day, go to the Prime Minister of Cameroon's office. See the people who are inside the Prime Minister's office. Most of them are from his village, from Kumba.
Do you have proofs? Do you have proofs? Do you have proofs, MaitreANL? Do you have proofs?
Go to the president. Listen, I'm saying, let me lie.
Yes.
If you go to the president of National Assembly's office, it's made up of all these people from his village. Go to all those offices. It has been legalized. Let me use the Cameroon word of tribalism or nepotism. That's the real word. Every offices in Cameroon, you go and meet a boss there, they come from your village. And Anglophones are not exception. When Pamuna was there, it was about Ugari maths, Ugari physics, Ugari chemistry. They do the same thing. We need laws that we should stop this type of things. People put their people there, including Anglophones. We need checks and balances. We need to hold people into account and scrutinize them. It's not only Charles Ndongo who is doing it. People do it everywhere in Cameroon, including the Anglophones.
Est-ce qu'on va dire là, maître, que peut-être le ministre Emmanuel Sadi a un problème particulier avec Charles Ndongo?
That would be conjecture. I don't want to speculate, but however...
No, he's the boss. He's the board chair. He's the board chair of CRTV, and he has to approve certain things.
The point is, if they were in a meeting, either, which I would say, maybe Mr. Charles Ndongo did not follow the procedure because there must be a procedure. But talking in a general terms, you know, in Cameroon, sometimes if it's a normal thing, people have their own names that they want to put in. If they don't see their own name, then they might object it. I'm talking in a general terms. And sometimes people pass certain...
So what is the use? What is the use of competitiveness when it comes to entrance examination or recruitment into institutions in the country? They should just take their people and put now. If you are saying that everything is through corruption.
Mr. Lasha, you know that you're a journalist. Even if you go and investigate, you'll find out that most of these concours, if you go and you realize that Chiroma's and son is there, Kabaye, Nyap, Jifenji, it is recycling. If you don't belong to that clique, if you're just an ordinary Cameroonian that you come from Kikakila, Kilve, or other parts there, if you don't know somebody, it doesn't work. We have created that country that is only an oligarchy and their children. They are the only people who can progress in that country. And we have to break that glass ceiling. People like myself, when I'm talking, we need fairness in the country, and that's why I'm calling that decentralization should go to the tribes. People should be able to practice their culture and tradition. What we need in Cameroon, we need this, what we call, we want to see more Bamenda. We want to see Banso should become like Bamenda, Ndok should become like Bamenda. We cannot start for 60 years. We have been able to have only one major city in the Northwest region because we don't decentralize. We don't give power to the local people to run their own things. Once as we start giving them power, we'll be able. There's nothing like balanced regionalism. In the UK, in America, in France, we have Northwest and Southwest, we have Center, we have East. You don't identify people by geographical location. In constitutional law, you identify people by their tribe because we all have custom and tradition. The Scottish man is different from English person. That's why they give them devolution. A person from Northern Ireland is different from English person. That's why they give them devolution. In Belgium, Flemish people are different from the French and English. That's why they give them devolution. In Canada, Quebec and other people in Canada, that's why they give them devolution. We should recognize the two institutions in Cameroon. The ENAM, Economy Superior, Gendarme, unelected governor should be in the French region. The jury system that we have 12 people charging people, police officers who don't have arms, and elected judges that are appointed because of experience, not by true ENAM, should be in the English side. It's a matter of choice. We came together as two countries. For the sake of this your program, I'll give you the definition of a country because so many people sometimes they don't know. A country is a political authority. A country is a population and a territory. So I learned that in constitutional law in Wakere, not even here, although I did constitutional area. A country does not need to be independent, just like England is not independent, Scotland is not independent. So the French part of Cameroon, which was a country, and the English part, they came together. Now we are not seeing the other part of the country. Where has it gone to? It is very important that Mr. Biya can sit in it today and solve these things. We don't even need to sit on the table. He knows what we need to do. La Republique have eclipsed Southern Cameroon. We need to sit and know that two countries came together. Yes, Southern Cameroon was not independent on its own. That's a fact. I agree on that. But it was a country. We had a political authority headed by Dr. Edeli.
So, are you saying that as a result of that negligence, that's what is making this or promoting this favoritism and the nepotism you are talking about?
If there is openness, you know how things are done. If there is transparency, you know how things are done. Mr. Lacha, you're a journalist. You, Gladys, Emanuela Money, all of you know each other. You know who is clever. You know if there's an concours, who goes there, who is going to pass. You know each other. You cannot see someone who have never heard about this person. You see the person in the position. I've never heard of Ngongo in my life since I was born. I just saw somebody is the Secretary General of Cameroon. You have to prove yourself before you be in a certain position. I've never Motaze related to Pobia, Ngongo somehow connected to Pobia, Mendoza connected to Pobia. This former man to external relationship was Pobia's friend. If you look at Cameroon, I'm not saying if your friend is competent, you can put your friend somewhere. But Mr. Biya has been encouraging nepotism. When you look at all the people he has been appointing, there are his people, there are his friends. If they are competent, I'm okay.
Including your Anglophone brothers.
No, they are not. They need them. They need the Anglophone brothers in order to do what they are doing. And again, let me tell you something. This is very important. The Anglophone, let me call them in quote, civil servant politicians are the most incompetent people in the Cameroon.
No, you cannot say that, including your lecturer who is the Prime Minister.
Yes, listen, Mr. Lasha, if you're a lecturer in university, they put you a Prime Minister. You have never done politics in your life. How will you run a ministry? So that's why they just put the book conseiller technique. They are the one making the decision. They just do it and they give you have to sign it. That's what is going on. Let me learn. I was going to make an important part. I know most Anglophones, they won't like this. Francophones in Cameroon, they know politics. I'll tell you why the great political party like my lecturer come to after civil servant politician, he went and created a political party. He's fighting for his interests. Kabaye Jibri created a party, not Kabaye, Libi rather, created a political party. He's fighting for his interests. Chiruma fighting for interest. Berokuba fighting for the interest. Name me one political party in the Northwest and Southwest leader Anglophone. Forget SDF, push them aside. I know what I'm saying. Name me one. If you see my lecturers who are Anglophones, like Dr. Musu, Dr. Anyangwe, they go around preaching history. Instead of creating a political party to win seats so that you can go ahead with it, they keep on preaching. They don't know politics. You create a political party to fight for your interest. That's why I say Anglophones. The current Anglophones, they don't know politics. Pamuna, Pafonja, they created political party, Mbile, Endeli, to change Cameroon to where we are.
But they were less educated at that time. Why?
No, it depends what you mean less educated. I can be less educated. I surround myself with beautiful and intelligent people. It's about knowing politics. Because I'm an individual, I speak with people. So they were not less, they were smart enough, they knew what they were doing. They created a political party. Yes, maybe they wanted position, good for them. But they were smarter than this generation in that in order to change a country, you have to do the politics. You have to be the change that you want to see. You don't sit and criticize and ask a ruling CPDM party to implement your policy. Government in power don't implement the manifesto of opposition. You have to find yourself to enter politics or power to implement your manifesto. I want not a regional assembly, I want a parliament that we can discuss Anglophone program in Northwest and Southwest. That's what I want, and that's why I'm doing politics. If we happen one day to have a lot of members of parliament, we'll be able to do what we want. But if we sit, we tell a ruling party that you should do what I want, they won't do it. Because they don't want to leave power. They have the guns, they have everything, so you can't tell them to leave. If Anglophones, they want to solve the problem, they should start doing politics. You should be the change that you want to be. And I'll tell them whether they like it or not. At the age of 33, the Prime Minister of East Cameroon, Mr Ahidjo, he was fighting. He was elected to fight for the interests of the French part of Cameroon.
Okay, merci beaucoup.
They were there to fight for the interests of the English part of Cameroon. So if you fail, we should blame the Endeli and the Muna and what? I can't blame Ahidjo. He was elected to fight for the interests of French Cameroon. That's what Anglophone they should know. It was not there to fight for the interests of Anglophone. So we should know that and learn to take our responsibility and learn to know that we Anglophone, we are at fault, and learn to know that the people that we put them to represent them as Anglophone, I cannot compare a single Anglophone political leader will come to Libya, this Chiruma, all the political leader in the French part of Cameroon. Name me one Anglophone leader who can.
At least we have John Frundi. At least we have John Frundi.
Bring me John Frundi on your program to come and talk. He does monologue. Nick Frundi cannot argue, he cannot talk politics, he cannot talk GDP. Ask him. We should not, you guys journalists, you're the ones supporting failure, mediocrity in the Anglophone area. You guys are the ones responsible because we are talking politics. Frundi ever debate with somebody. He comes and sits and makes a monologue and goes away. Then they say he's a Trump. Has Frundi ever won an election in Cameroon?
Ok, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup, maître. Merci beaucoup, maître Alex. Maître Alex, on va aller dans le journal Émergence ce matin. Il nous parle de la chute de l'euro. L'euro a chuté. Un problème pour le franc CFA.
How can it be a problem? You know, the franc CFA was being backed by the French franc and is no longer existing anymore. So at the end of the day, you know my position when it comes to France CFA. We should not have France CFA. We should not have money that's being controlled by foreign power. They set our interest rate, monetary policy. If France keep on profiting and benefiting behind us, why are we doing that? Control our own currency, we are finished. But however, I believe the time is coming when we are going to come out from the France CFA. It's a matter of time.
Create our own, like Alex. Create our own, like Yambongo said.
Take it again, please.
our own money, like the your friend said last time, Alex Ngepi.
No, we should have been saying that we don't need to be under France. That France, it's not helping us.
But how do we do this? Because it's very difficult. It will be very difficult for us to do it immediately. How do we do this to have our own independent money?
Is it difficult for Nigeria to have Naira? Is it difficult? Is it difficult for Chinese or India to have rupee? We were not the only continent that was, or country that was colonized. India was colonized, Japan, Pakistan, China was colonized. But look at them, they have their own money. You see, you have to dream and do something. You better do something and fail. You have to try to do something rather than not to do it at all. It is very important that we know that. Don't start because of fear. Don't stop to pursue your dream because of fear. To run the money or whatever is a very easy thing. We have got gold. Money is being backed by gold. Do Britain have gold? Or Switzerland or other country? They came to Africa, they stole our gold, and their money is being backed by gold.
Pounds is very, very high. Has very high value.
They are the ones fixing these things. Do you know something? What is even money? Let me go locally. What we need is goods and services. Even if there is no money, I do trade by barter, I will be happy. You know why Gaddafi was killed? It's one of the reasons, because he wanted our currency all to be backed over by gold. And these people, they don't have gold. What is money? I'll use this word in quotes. Money is 419. Some people sit in a bank. They make something, you keep on exchanging. Now have credit card, you can pay. You don't even see the money these days. So some people, they have organized a financial system. And now they are making us to believe in something that's not even existing. That's why they try to kick Russia out, and Russia have to make their own system or whatsoever. How come that we in Africa, we cannot do the same thing? Most countries that are developed, they copy from other countries. It's very important. If you want to develop, copy. There's nothing wrong to copy good things. But in Africa, we are so contented with where we are. We don't want to move on. We have malaria, people are making our medication. How can somebody who doesn't have malaria in his own country be doing your own thing? You that is wearing the shoes, you have to feel the pain. We don't feel that pain in Africa. We just want to work. We just want to have easy life. We don't want to work for what we get. We must start changing our mentality. And changing that mentality is to put people who are ambitious, people who are not feared to chase their dream. That is what we need to do in that country.
That's it, Maitre Alex. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying with us.
You're welcome, and have a good weekend.
Good weekend to you too, and to our televiewers who are watching us at this time. We've come to the end of the program today, which was produced for us by Christian Tebon. We were Gladys Bomotongina and myself, Lasha Kingsley. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.